Next, please welcome from District 5, Vice Mayor Daniel Valenzuela.
First, I'd like to thank my family. Reverend Piñafel, Mayor Stanton, Council Members Williams, Waring, Gates, Pastor, DeCiccio, Nowakowski, and Gallego, who honor me every day simply by being a colleague, and to our City Manager, Ed Zerker, and our 14,000 city employees who meet the needs of the residents of Phoenix every single day. To former mayors and council members who have served our city so well. To the elected officials from across the valley and other levels of government whom we are eager to collaborate with in support of our constituent needs. To all of you gathered here today, and most importantly, to the people of the city of Phoenix. 4 years ago, when we gathered here for this event, I was the newest member of the Phoenix City Council, and at the time, I was in awe and maybe a bit intimidated. I walked into this ornate building. There's an empty seat with my name on it on the stage, and I'm before an audience, a very large audience, kind of like this one here, very big. In fact, prior to that day, the only time I came close, and I mean close, to being before a crowd of a comparable size was when I was working to help put out a large industrial fire. So maybe I was a little intimidated and apprehensive. Because 4 years ago, when we were still emerging from the worst economic downturn since the Depression of the 1930s, with the resulting high unemployment rate and record bankruptcies, the city of Phoenix had endured several years of severe budget challenges. A hiring freeze was in place, and cutbacks to programs and infrastructure improvements that are critical to a vibrant city ensued. While we still face challenges today, as our economy slowly improves, it is fair to say that we are turning the corner. Today is a cause for a celebration. And as high as an honor as it is for me to take this oath today, I'm not talking about a personal celebration. It's a celebration for our great city. A city on the move, a city made great by its great people. Those who not only entrust us with this office and its duties, but who inspire us. 4 years ago, we needed some inspiration. We needed to be inspired by people like Ceci Melendez. As a mother of two, Ceci already had a full-time job, but 4 years ago, as we sat on this stage, she decided to take on a new job by starting a small bakery business out of her home. In her first year, she sold about $2,000 of cookies. And with her modest success, she began to dream of owning her own bakery. And it was a dream she was able to pursue thanks to Fuerza Local, a spinoff of Kimber Landing's Local First Arizona. Through its Business Accelerator program, funded in part by grants from the city of Phoenix, Ceci not only sharpened her baking abilities, but also developed the skills essential to any successful business. Today, 4 years later, Cake Art Studio is located in the West Valley. It is a thriving business. It has 6 employees and services a major contract with AJ's Fine Foods. Across our city, with the help and support of nationally ranked co-working spaces and incubators such as Cahoots and Seed Spot, and soon Denver-based Galvanize, who responded to our recruitment efforts, our Yes PHX movement is making Phoenix the hotbed for entrepreneurs, for tech, and for innovation. Ceci Melendez reminds us that an entrepreneur and their dreams come in all forms, whether it is a software company or a bakery, which creates jobs and contributes to our tax base, allowing us to provide services that quality of life that Phoenicians deserve. Ceci Please stand so we can celebrate you today. Barely a month goes by when we don't have a reason to celebrate our outstanding community partnership with Grand Canyon University. For example, later this week, the new City of Phoenix GCU golf course will reopen with the GCU investment of more than $10 million to improve the golf course, saving taxpayers more than $250,000 annually and preserving it as a public course. Another unique partnership is the GCU City of Phoenix Crime Safety Initiative, a 15-year, $1.5 million commitment by GCU to fund concentrated patrols in the neighborhood. The crime rate in the Canyon Corridor neighborhood has declined an astounding 31%. As these partnerships take hold and we watch the tremendous growth of the GCU campus, it is sometimes easy to overlook the fact that GCU is producing high-quality graduates who are joining the workforce and contributing to our city and our region. Liliana Martinez is just one example. A first-generation college student who grew up in West Phoenix, Liliana took a full course load, was active in a variety of civic causes, and also served as an interpreter for patients at the Wesley Health Center. So it was both her classroom learning and community service that prepared Liliana for her current work and responsibilities. Today, she continues to pay it forward at the CASA Academy, where she is the office manager at this K-3 school. Liliana Martinez, we are celebrating you today, as well as GCU, ASU Downtown and ASU West, Maricopa Community Colleges, and all of our institutions of higher learning that contribute to our economic growth and quality of life. Lily, please stand so we can honor you today. As I mentioned earlier, 4 years ago, the City of Phoenix had a hiring freeze. Even though our landmass as a result of annexation had surpassed the city of Los Angeles, Phoenix had not hired a new police officer in several years. Simply put, we needed more police officers. Someone who wasn't willing to wait for the freeze to end was Christian Aguilar. More than anything else, 4 years ago, Christian wanted to be a Phoenix police officer, but the hiring freeze wasn't going to allow that anytime soon. So Christian enrolled in our Phoenix Police Reserve Program. The program provides the very same training and certifications required of all Phoenix police officers. The difference is our reserve officers are volunteers who supplement the efforts of our paid patrol officers. I often hear people tell me, you couldn't pay them enough to be a police officer. Can you imagine folks stepping up and volunteering their time to do so? And that is exactly what this young man did. As a result of our aggressive pursuit of federal grants in the past 4 years, along with a wise investment of local tax dollars, we were able to finally lift the hiring freeze. And I ask you, who better to hire than someone who, as a volunteer, put their life on the line for all of us? Officer Aguilar is an official member of the Phoenix Police Department, along with approximately 160 others who have joined the force in the past 4 years. Officer Aguilar isn't here today for a reason I know you all will appreciate. He is on patrol. I ask you to join me in celebrating Christian, as well as all of our first responders who keep us safe every single day. Marvin Rochelle is one of the city's most dedicated public transportation advocates. As a resident of West Phoenix, Marvin is well aware of the importance of mass transit in the community, where 4 out of the top 6 busiest bus routes in the valley traverse. A member of the Maryville Village Planning Committee, Marvin pushes for transit options in a community where it is needed. 4 years ago, at this event, an upgraded and expanded Maryville Transportation Center was just a set of draft blueprints in search of funding. But Marvin and others were relentless in advocating on behalf of this important community investment. The new Desert Sky Maryville Transit Center, which opened just last month, is now serving as a hub for West Valley commuters, and it is already the second busiest transit center in the valley, second only to the ridership at the Central Station here in downtown Phoenix. But Marvin didn't stop there. 4 years ago, the Northwest Light Rail extension along 19th Avenue wasn't slated for construction for another 7 years. Now it'll be open in just 75 days on March 19th, connecting over 300 businesses, 7 schools, 2 hospitals, thousands of residents along a new segment of the 26 miles of existing light rail and the 42 miles that are on the drawing boards. And again, it was Marvin and other transportation advocates who led the charge in the community, serving as a valuable resource as planning for the extension led to its construction. Marvin doesn't just talk a good game, he almost exclusively uses public transportation himself. As he did today, Marvin uses the light rail in his frequent visits to City Hall to attend meetings. And in a moment, I'll ask Marvin to stand so you can see this remarkable man. He may not be able to see you because Marvin is visually impaired and physically challenged. Today, we celebrate Marvin Rochelle as an example of the thousands of Phoenicians who love their city and won't let much stand in the way of doing whatever they can to make it great. Mr. Rochelle, please raise your hand so we can honor you again. So be they a community activist, an entrepreneur creating jobs, a student pursuing their dream, or someone who is simply busy raising their family, paying their taxes, and playing by the rules. There are countless stories in our city that we can celebrate. Stories that inspire us. That's the wonderful thing about this job. True, my colleagues and I have the opportunity to work with accomplished and high-profile business leaders and community leaders, and many of whom have joined us here today. But it's the folks you don't know, who don't get their name in the newspaper, that I enjoy working with and for just as much, if not more. Individuals whose contributions and accomplishments might be modest and perhaps even unheard of, but taken collectively are invaluable to our progress and what makes Phoenix a world-class city. So today, we celebrate with a greater sense of optimism than 4 years ago. New businesses are opening and creating jobs. Massive developments are underway. We have more police officers on the street and are forming creative community partnerships to attack crime. When partisan bickering in Washington results in delays over several years to renew transportation funding measures, this council, and with the support of the community, is making the decision to invest in our infrastructure. But this government and our work isn't about us. It's about people like Marvin, Liliana, Ceci, and Christian. People who inspire me and should inspire all of us. It is about all of you, Fortunately, in a city of 1.6 million, we will never run out of inspiration. I'm so very grateful for the opportunity to serve the people of Phoenix for another term, and I can't wait to see just what progress we will be celebrating and who we will be celebrating 4 years from now. Thank you, and God bless.